Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So warm greetings to you all students. Students, are you revising daily portion? So are you studying daily portion? Studying or not? So please study daily portion, okay students? So now we are studying about chapter 7. So what's the title of our chapter? Python functions, isn't it? In this chapter we are studying about different types of functions. So before I'm going to teach about today's class, just recall what are things I have taught at the last class, okay? So last class what you have studied? Yes, before we can recall, so last class I gave one homework. Have you all completed that homework? What I asked you to write? In variable and the arguments, one program I asked you to write, isn't it? So have you all completed that one? So what are the assignment work? What are the homeworks I have given? Please write in your computer notebook or an assignment paper. When school reopens, I asked you to submit. Okay. So please write. What are things I asked you to do? Please write it. Okay. Have you all completed that homework? Completed? Yes. So last class I have taught about arguments. Isn't it? So what are the arguments you have studied? What are the function arguments you have studied? Required arguments, then keyword arguments, then variable length arguments, default arguments, isn't it? So last class we have studied about 4 types of arguments. So today we are going to study about another one function called anonymous function. Very important 3-mark question. Sometimes they will ask for 2-mark also. Very important question. Okay. So what do you mean by anonymous? So lot of functions you have studied. User defined functions you have studied. Lambda functions you have studied. So now you are going to study about anonymous function. What do you mean by anonymous function means? So in Python, mostly the functions will define with a name. So all the functions will have function name, isn't it? Normally the function will start, how you will identify the function? The function always starts with the keyword def, isn't it? But anonymous function, some functions have without any name. The function is defined without a name. That function we are calling as an which function? Anonymous function. Understand? Important 3-mark question. What do you mean by anonymous function? So functions defined without name we are calling as an which function? Anonymous function. Understand? So normally the function will define with the keyword def. But in anonymous function is defined with the keyword lambda. Understood? So normally the function will starts with the keyword what? Def, def. But anonymous function starts with the keyword lambda. Okay. So in a program, if you find the keyword lambda means you should know that function is in which function? Anonymous function. Understood? So if you find the keyword lambda in the function means you know that function is in which function? Anonymous function. Okay. So these functions we are calling as in which function? Lambda functions. So what's the other name of anonymous function? Lambda function. Understood? So here 4 points you have studied. What are the 4 points? So normally the functions will define with the keyword def, isn't it? But anonymous functions, some functions are defined without a name. We are calling as an which function? Anonymous function. So how you will identify this anonymous function? How you will identify means anonymous function starts with the keyword lambda. Okay, so if you find the keyword lambda in the function means you should know that function is an anonymous function. So we are calling this anonymous function is otherwise called lambda functions. Understand? Understand? So next thing. So what's the use of this anonymous function? Okay, why we are using this anonymous function? Understand? What's the use of anonymous function? So this function is, this also very important question, okay? So normally, why we are using this function means, this function normally used to create small types of function. Okay, small, very small kinds of functions. If you need to create in a program, you need to create small functions. That kind of functions, if you need to create, means you will use which kind of function? Lambda function or anonymous function. Understand? So only we are calling as this anonymous function is a one-time anonymous function. Understand? What is one-time anonymous function? Okay, so this lambda function, some examples they have given. So what are the examples? Filter of, this and all function names. Okay, filter of, map of, reduce of. Like this kind of functions we are calling as which function? Anonymous function. So filter of means nothing but it will filter the values. Filter the value means, for example, ascending order or descending order or capital letter or small letter. That is filter of. Map of, it will map some values. Reduce of, reduce the values. Okay, so likewise symbol, what's the use of filter of? Either the filter of function will filter the values in ascending order or descending order or in capital letter or small letter or arrange the numbers. That's the use. Likewise, small kinds of functions if you need to use means, so at that time you are using which function? Anonymous function. Understand? Then third point is, so this function takes the input as any number of arguments. What do you mean by arguments? What do you mean by arguments? For example, last class we have studied about lot of arguments. Def, person of, name, comma, age. Example I am telling. Def, person of, name, comma, age. So what are the arguments there? Person is a function name. Arguments is a name and age. Isn't it? There are two arguments. Likewise, this function also can take any number of arguments you can give as an input. Okay, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 arguments you can give as an input. But it will return the answer or it will return the output in the form of an expression. What do you mean by expression? Max, you might have studied an expression x plus y equal to 5. That is one expression. X square plus y square plus 3xy equal to 0. That's one expression. Okay. So, what the output you need to get or what the answer for that particular expression? For example, Max they have given one second degree equation. X square plus 2xy plus 5 equal to 0. So, what you will find? In Max they will give the problem solve x square plus 2xy plus 5 equal to 0. So you need to solve the expression. What you will solve? So if after solving, you will get the answer for the value x. Isn't it? Likewise, this lambda function also can take inputs as any number of arguments you can give as a input, but it will return one value in the form of expression. That means, one example I said, no, Max, you will calculate the second degree, solve the second degree equation means you will get the value for either x or y. After solving the expression, you will get the answer for the value of x and y. Likewise, you are giving inputs as an arguments, you will get the output in the form of an expression. Understand? And also next point, so it will access only global variables. What do you mean by global variables? Before third chapter itself we have studied local scope, global scope, this and what do you mean by global? Global means a variables if you are defined in the program, anywhere you can able to access the variable. Inside the function also you can access, outside the function also you can able to access. That is called global. So this lambda function can able to access only the global variables. Understand, this also important question. So how many points you have studied here? First point is this function is mainly used to create small kinds of functions. And also we are calling as an one-time anonymous function. One-time anonymous function means that only second point they have given. So some combinations of function, filter of, map of, reduce of, one time. For example, you can give filter of some values. So what's the use of that function? One time it will filter the values, isn't it? So that's a one-time anonymous function. Mainly it is used to create small types of functions. Understand? So next I'll explain with one example, then you can easily understand. Okay. And also next point. So it will take any number of arguments as an input, but it will return output in the form of an expression. Okay. And also next point, it will access only global variables. Understood? Very, very important question. Anonymous function and the use of anonymous function. Okay. So what's the syntax for the anonymous function? Okay. So see the syntax. So always, I already have studied, anonymous function starts with the keyword lambda. So first you need to write lambda. So inside that you can give arguments. Okay. So any number of arguments you can give. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Then what you have studied? It will take the input. Any number of arguments you can give as the input. And it will return the arguments in an expression. You have studied or not? Yes. So after that, one colon. Then you need to give in the form of expression. Understand? So what's the syntax of anonymous function? Starts with the keyword lambda. Then inside you need to give some arguments. Then colon. Then you need to give in format of expression. Understand? Understand the syntax? Now itself you study the syntax. Lambda. Then you should give the arguments. Then colon you should give in expression format. See this example. So here. So what do you mean by anonymous function? The functions without a function name. Isn't it? So here whether function name is there, see. You are declaring one variable. What's the variable called? Sum. But you are not giving any function name. So you can identify a program without a function name. You can easily identify that function is an anonymous function. That's the first term. Then second thing, how you can identify? The function starts with the keyword lambda. If a keyword lambda is there means also the function we are calling as an which function? Anonymous function. Understand? So see the example. So you are declaring one variable called sum equal to what's the keyword? Lambda. Then see the syntax. What do you need to give? Arguments. So how many arguments they are giving? ARG1 and ARG2. So instead of ARG1 you can give A, comma B. That also you can give. No problem. A, comma B. Then colon. Then you need to give in the form of expression. So in this program they are going to add these two values or these two arguments. What arguments they have given? ARG1 and ARG2. So in the place of expression, what's the expression for adding two numbers? Here listen, ARG1 if you give A and B means in this place what you will give? A plus B. Okay? Understand? In your book they are giving two arguments, ARG1 and ARG2. So you need to you are going to add these two arguments, ARG1 plus ARG2. Understand? Next, you are going to print the sum of two numbers. Okay, so in print statement they are giving the sum is where you are declaring the name sum of what are the arguments? Two arguments you need to give. That means two numbers 30, 40 they are giving. Next they are giving another one. Print the sum is sum of another one minus 30, 40. So what output you will get? So what output you will get? So if you run the program, the output first print statement, whatever you are giving in the print statement, you will get the thing in an output. Isn't it? The sum is. So now it will execute the sum of 30, 40. What's the expression? 30 plus 40. What's the answer? 30 plus 40? 70. Next, the sum is. Next line, the sum is. Then sum of. Here, this line will execute sum of. Next, minus 30 plus 40. What answer you will get? 10. Understand? Understand about anonymous function? The function is defined with the function name, but it starts with the keyword lambda. Here, any number of arguments you can give, but next you need to give in expression format. Okay, next you can print. Understand about anonymous function? So listen carefully. So today onwards, what are the programs I am explaining, each and every program. Some programs I will give. This is a model, just like a max is a model program. I asked you to write some homework regarding that one. Okay, so this program I am giving one homework. Listen carefully. So all of you take your computer notebook. So all of you take fast. Have you all taken? Then only you will study and the program never you will get forget. Have you all taken? Right. This program you need to write as a homework. So what are the inputs you need to give? I am telling. So here they are adding 2 arguments, isn't it? But you need to write for the program for adding 3 arguments. Okay? Right. Write the program to add 3 numbers using anonymous function. Write the question. This is a question for your homework. Write it. Write fast. Write the program. Write a Python program. Write it. Write a Python program. So write a Python program to calculate the sum of 3 numbers. Write a Python program to calculate the sum of 3 numbers using anonymous function. So I'll tell the model. So once more I am dictating the question. Write a Python program. Write a Python program to calculate the sum of 3 numbers. Write a Python program to calculate the sum of 3 numbers using anonymous function. Okay? Write a Python program to calculate the sum of 3 numbers using anonymous function. So listen, one time I am explaining that one. You need to write as a homework. Okay? Write the same program only. You can write in the place of sum. You can write sum. Then sum lambda. So here how many numbers they are adding? 2. But I have given the homework to add 3 numbers. So in the place of ARG1 and ARG2, you need to write A, B, C. 3 arguments, no? Understand? Sum equal to lambda of A, B, C. Understand? Next, colon A plus B plus C. Understand? First line how you will write? Sum equal to lambda of 3 arguments. So A, B, C. Here colon A plus B plus C. Understand? The next line you need to write print the sum is sum of. Here how many numbers you need to give? Because here you are giving 3 numbers, no adding. So here instead of 30, 40 you need to write 3 numbers. 30, 40, 50. Next line the sum is. Minus 30. Both positive and negative numbers you need to put. Okay. Minus 30 or minus 10, minus 20, plus 30. 3 numbers here you need to give. Understand? And also one more line you need to write. Here only 2 outputs you are getting. So you need to get the output as a 3 lines. So next line the sum is sum of another 3 numbers you need to give. Understand what I am telling? So sum equal to lambda of 3 arguments. A, B, C, colon A plus B plus C. Next line print the sum is sum of 3 numbers you need to give. Both positive and negative numbers you need to give. Add it and write. Next print the sum is sum of 3 numbers. One more line. So here 2 outputs you are getting. But your homework program you need to take the output as 3 lines. Understand? So after completion of this session, please write this program as a homework. Understand? Yes. So next thing is a return statement. Okay. So now already you have studied about return statement. Okay. So what's the use of return statement? In a program, if you give return statement means the program will exit there and it will return a particular value. Simply if you give return statement means it will return none value. Already you have studied. What's the use of, for example, last class on program I explained to calculate the area. What's the formula to calculate area in the last class I got taught? No, W into H, width into height. So you have given in the program return W into H. So it will return the answer as a W into H. So if you are giving that like formulas or values means it will return some values to the user. Otherwise if you are not giving any value to return means it will exit the function and it will return none value. Isn't it? Yes, that's the first point they have given. So what's the use of return statement? This and all very, very important questions. Okay. So return statement, it will exit the program and it will return the value to the caller. Okay. So that's the first point. Second point also they are telling the same. So normal, what's the use means? It will take the input and it will return the value or will return something. So the last class the same program. So it will, what are the values it will take as an input? W into H. Are you remembering area to calculate W into H? So what are the input values it has taken? W and H. So what value it will return to the user? W into H. For example, W equal to 3 and H equal to 5. So it will take the input value as 3 and 5 for W and H. So what value it is returning to the user? 15 as the answer. So it will take the input and it will return the value to the caller or user. Okay, that's the third point also they have given. Same only, return statement is used when a function is ready to return a value. So it will take the, here it is taking the input and it will return the value to the statement. Okay, so next point. So you can able to give multiple return statements in a program. That means more than one return statement you can able to give in the program. Okay, 3 or 4 or 5 return statements you can give. In a single program itself, you can give 3 or 4 or 5 return statements. But what's the thing means, while you are running the program will take only one return statement. Understand? At a runtime, you can able to give more number of return statements in a program, but while you are running, the program will take or execute one return statement at a time. Understood? At a runtime, it will take only one return statement. Understand? So what are the points you have studied in return statement? What's the use of return statement? So if a return statement is giving in the program means it will exit the program and return say value to the user. If you are not giving any value means it will return none value to the user. So it will take some inputs as an argument and it will return value to the user. So you can able to give more number of return statements in a program, but at a runtime the program will take or execute only one return statement at a time. Understand? Understand? Now you can see the syntax, okay? So what's the syntax? The return statement starts with the keyword return. Okay? So inside you can give expression. Okay, see the last class you studied an example. Think about that example. Return of, what's the expression there? W into H. Understood? The same only. So here they are telling, so if you are giving expression inside this return means it will return answer for that one. For example, here before the return you are giving W equal to 3, H equal to 5. Then you are writing return W into H. So what it will return? Return the value as a 15. Isn't it? That's the first point. So expression, what are the things you are giving in expression? The expression it is calculate and or evaluate and return as a value as an answer. Okay. Suppose you are not giving anything inside the expression list. Only return you are giving. After that you are not giving any functions or anything. At that time what answer you will get? None. Okay. So if you are not giving any expression, after that you are not going to give anything means what answer you will get? None. None as the answer. Understand? So see this example. So this is the example program for return statement. Okay. So what's this line? Hash means, so line starts with the symbol hash means it is a command line that no need to study that one for your understanding. Okay. So what's this one? The function starts with keyword. Function starts with keyword def. So what's the function name here? What's the function name? USR underscore ABS, isn't it? So always you know the function starts with keyword and the function name. So what's the name of the function? USR underscore ABS. So inside that you are giving one argument called n. So, in this you are giving if condition. You are going to check the given number is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So, what you are going to check? So, in the particular giving number is a value positive number or greater than or equal to 0. What's the condition if you are giving? So, if the given number is greater than or equal to 0 means what's the value you will get? What the number you are entering, same number you will get at the answer. Understand? So, you can able to give, that only you have studied. You can able to give more number of written statements in the program. But while you are running the program will take only one written statement. Here, how many written statements you are giving? 2. What are they? Written n and written minus n. Understood? So, but while you are running the program, how many written statements it will take? Any one written statement. Understand? Listen. Next you are giving, now you are calling the function. X equal to, you are giving the input of function. Where you need to enter the number? In input of. So, for that you are declaring one variable x equal to int of, so integer number. Input of, enter a number. You are going to enter one number. Then you need to pass the value to the function. For that you need to call the function, isn't it? So print of, what's the function name? USR ABS. So you are assigning the number to which variable? X. So you need to call the variable x. Understand? So first you are defining, first you are going to write function. What's the name of the function? Def. What's the keyword of the function def? Then you are giving the function name USR ABS. In that you are giving one argument called n. Then you are checking that particular given number is greater than or equal to 0. If the number is greater than or equal to 0 means the particular value will be written. Okay, else it will return the minus value. Okay, for that you are going to enter one number. So if you are entering the number, for that you are giving one input variable called x. So in this, giving in the input of function, you are entering the number, enter a number. Okay, then you need to assign this variable to that particular function. So for that, what is, you need to call the function, isn't it? So in the printf statement, you need to call, what's the function name? USR ABS. So you are assigning the variable into x. Okay, now you are running the program. So you are entering the number. So what's the number? 25. So whether it's next, it will check whether 25 is greater than or equal to 0. Whether 25 is greater than or equal to 0? Yes. So what output you will get? 25. Isn't it? Next output you are giving, enter a number minus 25. So this also, listen, here you are giving more than one written statement, but while you are executing, how many written statements it will take as output? Only one. So it will return the value as a n only. So what's the value of n? So you are entering minus 25, but what's the first written statement you are giving? N, positive n. So you will get the answer as a positive n, 25. Understood? Multiple written statements, 2 written statements you are giving, but runtime the program will take only one written statement. Understand? So next thing is the scope of variables. So this already you have studied in 11th standard also, 12th standard, this also 3rd chapter you have studied, the same only, okay? Scope. So what do you mean by scope? Scope means visibility of variables. Already you have studied thorough up in chapter 3, isn't it? Scope, global scope, local scope. This and all already you have studied thorough. So what do you mean by scope? Scope means visibility of variables. What do you mean by visibility? Which part of the program the particular variable need to visible, or which part of the program you are going to use the particular variable, or which part of the program you are going to access the variable, that we are calling as an what? Scope. That only simply we are saying as an visibility of variables. Understand? So this scope will hold the current set of variables. That means, so in which, for example, inside the function you are defining some variable means it will function inside the function, inside that variable's function. So defining inside the function means that variables use inside the function and it will accept the values. Okay, so always it will, what are the values you are giving to the variables, it will hold the value, and based on that you will get the output. Understood? So main thing is scope is the visibility of variables. What's the meaning visibility? Which part of the program the particular variable need to visible. So that part of the program, what are the values you are giving to the variable, it will hold the current variables, and based on that you will get the output. Understand? So first scope is a local scope. Okay. So what do you mean by local scope mean? So variable you are defining inside the function. Understand? So already you have studied thoroughly in 11th also. Again and again I am telling. Local scope means the variables you have defined inside the function body or inside the function. That scope we are using as an which scope? Local scope. Understand? So the variable you are defining inside the function, that variable you are calling as an which variable? Local variable. Understood? What do you mean by local scope? The variable you are defining inside the function, that we are calling as an local scope, and variable you are defined inside the function, that variable you are calling as an which variable? Local variable. Understand? And also the variables you are defined inside the function means that variable can able to access only inside the function. That's the important thing of local scope. Okay, you can't able to access the variable outside the function. If you access the variable outside the function means you will get the error. Understand how many points you have studied in local scope? 3 points. What are they? The variable declared inside the function we are calling as an which scope? Local scope. The variable we are calling as an local variable. Local variable means that variable you can able to access only inside the function. If you access outside the function means you will get the error message. Understand? See. Then that's the definition of local scope I explained. Now rules of local variable. Okay. So what are the rules need to follow to define a local variable? Okay. So first thing is already I said no, same only. So variable you are defined inside the function means, so you can able to access the variable only inside the function block. Okay. So where you need to access? So variable you are defined inside the function means you need to access the variable only inside the function block. Okay. So the variable you are declared inside the function, that variable becomes local variable or local to the function. Okay. So the lifetime of variable is only inside the function. That only they are giving local variable exists while function is executing. When the variable will execute, if the function is executing means the variable given inside or declared inside the function is also executing. Outside the function, the variable won't get executed. Okay. Then the arguments are also local to function. How many arguments you are passing to that function, that arguments are also local. And so what do you mean by arguments? Inside the function you are giving, for example, def, same, listen, def local of a comma b. So that also arguments local variable. Okay. So what are the rules of local variable? How many points you have studied? Variable you can able to access only within the function or inside the function. Okay. Then the variable you are declared inside the function, that variables we are calling as in which variable? Local variable. That variable is local to the function. Okay. What's the lifetime of that variable? So when the function is executing, at that time only the variables will execute. Outside the function the particular variable won't get execute, and also you can't able to access. And also in that function how many arguments you are declaring, that arguments are also a local arguments to the function. Understand? So see this example. So how you are going to create a local variable? This is simplest example. Okay. So what's the what's the format of creating function? Function will create starts with the keyword def. What's the name of the function? LOC. They are giving for local variable. For your understanding, they are giving LOC. So inside whether they have given any arguments? No. This is a function without any arguments. So suppose if we are giving any arguments here means that arguments also a local argument, only you can able to access inside this function. That's the fourth point they have given. Understand? So here they are not giving any arguments. So inside the function you are assigning the value of y equal to 0. So this is the inside the function, isn't it? So inside the function you are assigning the value of y as 0. So what's the name of this variable? Local variable. Y. You have defined the variable inside the function. Now you are going to print the value of y. Next you are going to call the function. So inside the function you are defining the value and you are calling the variable, and also function also get over. So what output you will get? What's the print? Y. So what's the value of y? 0. So this is the function block. Understand? So inside the function you are declaring one variable and assigning the variable as a 0. Next you are going to print and print the value. Next you are calling the function. So this function block will get over. So you are executing, what value you will get? 0. Understand? Listen, same program, listen in. You are giving only one different. So same def keyword local of, you are assigning the variable y equal to, you are giving local. Okay. Then you are calling the function. You are not printing anything. You are calling the function. So the function block will get over till this one. Up to this only the function block y. So inside the function you are defining one variable. This variable we are calling as which variable? Local variable. So then you are calling the function. So the function block will get over till this. So after the function block, you are giving the statement print of y. Think and say you are executing the program, whether you will get the output. Whether you will get the output? No. If you are executing the program means, what error you will get means, name y is not defined. Y. So if you are defining the variable inside the function means, what's the variable? Local variable. So what's the definition of local variable? Local variable can able to access only inside the function. So the function is getting over only 3 lines. Inside the function you are not printing anything, but outside the function, see, this is outside the function. Outside the function you are calling the variable y. Whether you will get the output? No. Local variable can access only inside the function. So you are getting the error message, name y is not defined. So understand the difference between this one, local scope, between that program and this program. That program you are giving print statement inside this function block. So you are getting output. So now you are calling this variable outside the function. So you will not get the output. You will get the output is output error, name y is not defined. Understand about local variable? Yes. So next thing is global scope. Okay. So this chapter they have given only 2 scopes, local scope and global scope. Okay. So global scope is different from local scope, just opposite. Okay. So global scope you can able to access the variable anywhere in the program. Okay. Inside the program also you can access, inside the function also you can able to access, as well as outside the function also you can able to access. So variables you have declared outside the function means also we are calling us, and that variable is called which variable? Global variable. Okay. So you can able to create the variable outside the function. So that's the definition of global scope they have given. See first definition, first point. The global scope can be used anywhere in the program. Inside the function you can use, outside the function also you can use, anywhere in the program you can use. Okay. Then second point, it can be created by defining a variable outside the scope of any function. That means outside the function you are going to create the variable. Understand? Next. So if you ask for this 2 mark question means only definition enough. 3 mark question means you should write definition as well as rules. Sometimes they will ask separate rules for global keyword. This is very, very important. Okay. Scope question very, very important. 2 mark means only definition enough. 3 mark question means definition as well as rules you need to write. 5 mark question means that's definition, rules as well as with example program you should write. Then only you will get 5 marks. Okay. So next thing, sometimes mostly they will ask this rules for global keyword or rules for local keyword. That are very, very important. So what's the rules for global keyword? Okay. So first rule is, once you are defining a variable outside the function means So normally if you define the variable outside the function means we are calling as a which variable? Global variable. No need to use any global keyword. Understand? Normally if you are defining a variable in a program or declaring a variable in a program means that variable we are calling as in which variable? Global variable. What's the meaning of global variable? You can able to access the variable anywhere inside the program. Sometimes if you are using the variable outside the function, if you are for example outside the function you are declaring the variable a equal to 5, but you are using the variable a equal to 5 inside the function. Understand? Outside the function you are declaring the variable a equal to 5, but inside the function you are using the variable a equal to 5. At that time you need to use the keyword global. Understand when you will use the keyword global? So outside the function you are declaring the variable. When you need to use that variable inside the function means, so you need to use global keyword. Okay. So outside the function no need to use global keyword. But the variable if you are using inside the function means you need to use global keyword. Understand? See the example program, then only you will get understand. See. So here accessing global variable inside the function you are accessing. Listen. So you are giving, so whether they have declared the variable inside the function? No. Outside the function they are giving the value of the C is 1. So this variable we are calling as a global variable. So after that they are defining function. Def, what's the name of the function? Add off. But inside the function they are calling this variable print C. Then you are calling the function add off. What output you will get? What output you will get? 1. Same program only. Okay, both of them are same. So outside the, if you see, can you feel the difference between local scope and global scope? Local scope means you need to declare the variable inside the function. So here you are declaring the variable outside the function, but you are calling the variable, printing the variable inside the function. What's the definition of global variable? You can able to access the variable anywhere inside the program. Okay. So this variable we are calling as an global variable outside the function, but you are calling the variable inside the function. So you are printing, then the function block will get over. What output you will get? 1. See, next thing, modifying the when you need to use the keyword global. Okay, listen. Same program, outside you are giving C equal to 1. But inside the function, you are changing the value of C equal to, so you are adding the value C plus 2. Okay. So in this case, if you are changing this variable inside the function means you need to use the keyword global. Okay. So when you need to use the keyword global, so if you declare the variable C equal to 1, the same variable if you are printing means no problem. No need to use the global keyword. But you are changing the value of C inside the function. What's the value they are changing? Incrementing the value with 2. Then you are printing. This kind of changes or modifying inside the function means you need to use global keyword. Otherwise you will get error. Understand? So if you run the program means you will get the error like this. Unbound local error. Because C is referenced before assignment. Because already you have assigned the value of C equal to 1 outside the function. But inside the function global variable directly if you can call means no problem. But you are modifying the value of C. If you modify the value of C, that means global value means you need to use which keyword? Global keyword. Otherwise you will get error. Understand? See the next program. This program if you understand means you can easily study. Listen, the value of x they are giving us an 0. Then listen, def, what's the function name? Add up. You are calling the same variable x, but you are going to change the value of x. If you need to make changes means you need to give which keyword? Global keyword. Understand? Now you are adding the value of x to 5. Next you are printing. Inside add function, simply you can write. Inside add function, the value of x is x. Then you are calling the function add off. So till this function block will get over. From here to here this function block will get over. So after this print you are giving in main. So x of value is x. Listen. So in first, what's the first output you will get? Inside ADA function, x value is x. What's the value now? This is inside the function. So what's the value of x? X equal to x plus 5. What's the value of x now? 0 plus 5, you will get 5. Next outside the function, in main x values. What's the main? So this value, main x values. Already you will get the value of x is now 5. So you will get the output as a 5. Understand when you need to use the global keyword? Okay, time over. So up to this, today what are the portions you have studied? Scope and anonymous function, very very important. The what homework I asked you to write the program, you should write the homework as well as this questions, local scope and global scope. Please study and write. Okay, so thank you students. Remaining you can continue in next class. Thank you.